What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we need to talk about the nerfs that have been applied to Go Battle League. While there have been a lot of buffs, key Pokemon and key moves have been nerfed to help kind of bring balance to the meta. Now before we dive in, I want to fully emphasize to you that if you have built a Noctowl, well, that's kind of not expensive, but if you built it, or you've built a Galarian Stunfisk, or you've built a Medicham, or you've built a Lanturn, they will still be good. They're just not gonna be as insane when it comes to the damage output that they're doing or the energy gain that they get. So your investment is still good. I'm not sitting here thinking, oh man, I'll never use Medicham again. It is still good. I want you guys to understand that before we dive in. But there have been some key targets. This was from the Go Battle League full season update. If you guys want to see the full video, I do have that on the channel. But we're just going to talk about the nerfs. First up is Spark. It got an energy generation decrease while also getting a power increase. This is looking to balance out Lanturn. It's been very strong at getting to its charge moves, utilizing its bulk, and spamminess. And in this case, they want to lower the energy gain. Now, energy gain is going to be 8 per turn and then 4 damage per turn. So it's upped it from 4 to 6. So if we go up to moves that are in the 6 range and we look at moves that have lower than 8, we're going to start to see something like, where did it go? Bullet Punch. So 6 damage with 7 energy. I don't think this will go to feint attack levels, but I could see this as a Bullet Punch clone. This is to just help kind of bring a little bit of balance back to Lanturn so it's not getting to its charge moves as ridiculously fast. It's going to be an extra fast move or 2 extra fast moves to get to that Thunderbolt or what have you in terms of its moves based on the energy that it has, right? So it's getting a buff and a debuff. Lower energy is more, lower energy gain is more detrimental than the damage because it's not a hard-hitting fast move anyways. But that is Spark. Now it's going to affect a lot of other Pokemon, but out the gate, Spark is for Lanturn. Psychic here, this is getting a damage decrease from 90 to 85. This is a target likely against Medicham, which has obviously been one of the best Pokemon ever in the Great League. Counter, Ice Punch, and Psychic has been its moveset. We have seen some flexible movesets with Power Up Punch or Dynamic Punch, but ultimately it's been Counter, Ice Punch, and Psychic, and it does well against everything. The debuff here to Psychic's damage is to kind of rein it in on some of those neutral matchups. So maybe like an Azumarill matchup where if the Medicham's ahead on energy, those Psychics can really start to add up in that matchup when Azumarill should be winning that with Play Rough and its typing, right? So this is just a small nerf to its damage that's going to affect some of those matchups, but it's still a good Pokemon. Next up, we have Sky Attack, and that is a big one. Sky Attack is on a lot of Flyers. Flyers have been meta for a while now, and with the introduction of Noctowl and the Wing Attack update, Flyers have been so good that they don't care about some of the tanks, right? A Charizard does not care about a Galarian Stunfisk when it has energy advantage and shield advantage because it has Blast Burn. Noctowl can be used in a safe swap even if a Bastiodon swaps into it because it has access to Shadow Ball to chunk it down. So Sky Attack getting a hit. Now it's going to be an energy cost increase. So if we go to the moves here, we're going to go ahead and go to charge moves. We're going to look at Sky Attack. Looks to be damage 75 and energy 45. I imagine this is going to bump up to 50. So we're going to go ahead and sort this by energy. We're going to look, and we said it was 75 damage, right? So we're just kind of doing a comparison here. If we look at the 50s, I don't see any 75s, but I do see 70, so maybe an Ironhead clone right here. I mean, obviously Ironhead's a little bit less damage. But yeah, it's looking to be kind of like Sludge Bomby, kind of Ironhead range when it comes to the damage to energy. So a slight increase is going to be very beneficial, because it all comes down to the fast moves getting to the charge move, right? And if it's that little bit extra energy, it's going to cost more and more time, which means you could potentially win that matchup. If that extra mud shot on your Galarian Stunfisk now gets to the rock slide, you now beat the Noctowl because it didn't get to that sky attack, which would have like chunked your little bit of health if you had it, right? There's been a lot of battles like that. So sky attack, big hit across all of the flyers. And if you're wondering what flyers that is, we can go ahead and search that sky attack here. So it's going to be the big, well, the big two. It used to be the big three: Altaria, Noctowl, and Skarmory. Skarmory kind of fell out of the meta with the rise of Noctowl and Charizard, but Altaria and Noctowl are definitely hit hard with this one. All right, next up we have Earthquake. Now this is a target likely to Galarian Stunfisk, which has been huge. It's going to have a power decrease from 120 to 110. So if we look at Earthquake, this also obviously hits Swampert as well. But the Earthquake with Galarian Stunfisk, it has been so good for so long. Now Swampert, it's not going to be... I think there might be situations where the Earthquake would KO if you were a Shadow Swampert or a normal Swampert in some situations, probably the normal Swampert. But you also still have access to Hydro Cannon for a lot of those neutral matchups, so we're not too worried there. Walrein also gets hit by this, same with Quagsire, but honestly, Quagsire uses Mud Bomb now, so not a big impact. Gliscor here gets impact with the Earthquake, and those are kind of the meta picks right there. But Galarian Stunfisk is the big one. So where I see this impacting some matchups is going to be the Registeel matchup. If we go ahead and take a look at that, the Registeel matchup, the Earthquake does 62%, and with the decrease in damage, that's probably going to fall into the 50 percentages. So maybe like 55, maybe even 50 potentially. So it's definitely going to take 2 Earthquakes to take them out. Now with all the mud shot damage, let's see here. Yeah, with all the mud shot damage, I don't even think it will be enough damage. You'll have to do, yeah, a Registeel could potentially survive. It'll be close, but Registeel, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Now if we go to 2 shields here, obviously this is with shield baiting. If we take off, let's see, if we take off Rock Slide, we go ahead and do that. Yeah, 2 Earthquakes seems to be enough because it does 81 damage there. So maybe it doesn't change that matchup too much, but honestly, I think you're going to notice this in situations where the Registeel survives with like 1 HP in a Dream, and that's just to bring Earthquake more in check because it has reigned supreme for a while on the Galarian Stunfisk. But those are the big updates. Again, it's Lanturn, Noctowl, Altaria, Medicham, and then Swampert and Galarian Stunfisk with the Earthquake. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Are you happy about it? Are you angry about it? And honestly, I think these Pokemon are still so good because of their stats that they have and the coverage that they have and the typings that they have. They're still going to be a part of the meta. It's just trying to, again, bring it down just a little bit, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We're going to be covering all of these updates. I'm excited to dive into the Astonish one and see what that could potentially be. So be on the lookout for a video like that. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.